Hi, if you're watching this, chances are you're interested in kinesiology. Well, fortunately for you, you've come to the right place, as I have two of the leading experts in our great nation from Kinesiology Schools Australia.
The universe,
not the universe? The universe, not just our nation. I'd like to introduce you to Danny Liddell and Bronwyn, both from Kinesiology Schools Australia. As we said, leading school in our nation. Universe, excuse me.
That's the one.
That's it, Danny Bronwyn, hi.
Hi Natasha, how's it going?
Great. So tell me, what is kinesiology?
Well, kinesiology is a very adaptable and effective form of healthcare. What we actually look at is where there's stress in the body, and we're looking for what causes that stress and then what that stress does to the body. Once we know that, we can actually then go about fixing it. When I say stress, I'm talking about whether it's a physical stress from an injury or an organ, or whether it's a chemical or environmental stress, whether it's emotional, because everything comes in from our head, so it could be involved with anything. I mean, you watch a movie on TV, and the policeman comes up to the door and knocks on the door and asks the person that answers the door, "Look, we've got some bad news for you, Mrs. Smith. Would you like to sit down?" Why do they recommend Mrs. Smith to sit down?
You should probably fall down.
Because you'll probably fall down, because when she gets that stress,
yes,
all the muscles let go for that split second. So with kinesiology, what we do as kinesiologists is we put very light pressure on the arms and the legs in different positions to monitor that stress, and that shows us exactly where the problem is and how it's affecting the body. And put those little pieces of the puzzle together, and we come up with all the problems and how to fix it.
What makes it the best career path for me if I was to study this field?
Well, one, there's a lot of people out there with health problems, whether it's a sports problem, whether it's falling off a push bike or getting hit, whether it's digestion, whether it's emotional involvement, family problems, work problems, whatever it is, whether it's learning difficulties. Kinesiology is excellent for learning difficulties. So no matter what the problem is, kinesiology can help. And there is so many problems in this country with people with all those different areas that you're never going to be out of a job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So from a point of view that I've got so many different things that I can work with, I'm not going to get bored either. I've been doing it for years, over 17 years, and I don't get bored at all. You know, I've always got something new to look forward to. My old job, I used to think, oh, I've got to go to work. These days, no, I'm there, I'm looking forward to it. Something enjoyable, something to look forward to. What's going to be the next challenge?
I came from a teaching background and then got married and had a child, and I was looking for something different to do. I actually was going to see a chiropractor for some help, and they were doing kinesiology, and I started to get very interested in it, and went on Google and found Kinesiology Schools Australia. So I've done my certificate and my diploma in kinesiology, and I work at a practice in Brackenridge and also have a practice up at the Sunshine Coast, and I'm looking forward to actually teaching at the college next year as well. So it's given me a lot of different avenues to work from.
Well, it sounds like you're constantly learning here, and there are different things going on, and I guess it's a question I was going to ask later on, but I mean, do you need to be an academic to study kinesiology?
The way our course is set up through Kinesiology Schools Australia, it's set up in a sequential system that is going to teach you. And our teachers, we've got great teachers, good experienced teachers that are great practitioners and good teachers, and we will teach you in a way so that you will learn. You don't need an OP score. All you need is that attitude and desire to learn and to help people.
I think life experience, that we find our students have a great source of life experience, and that as a kinesiologist can help a lot of people as well.
Yeah, and that life experience, whether you're a mother, now there's a lot of experience there. People don't realise what skills you have as a mother. There is so much life experience there. Your kids fall down, your kids get sick, you've got to deal with the emotions between the kids and the father, everybody else. Everybody, if you're in a work position, you're also dealing with all these things. You don't realise the skills you've got. We just enhance them and teach you how to make use of all those skills you've already got. And we teach you a lot of new ones to go with it.
Well, that all sounds fabulous, and I guess my next question really is, what makes Kinesiology Schools Australia stand out from, I guess, other competitors? I mean, obviously there's things like physiotherapy and naturopath and masseurs.
Look, kinesiology, if you took the best parts of physiotherapy, the best parts of naturopathy, the best parts of acupuncture, the best parts of chiropractics, put them into a ball, you've probably got a little piece of kinesiology.
Okay, a little piece.
A little piece. I'm not biased at all. But no, seriously, you've got fantastic parts from all those different things, and from counselling and etc. And you take that, and because are you just a human being with bones and muscles? No.
No.
You're also, you've got digestive systems, you've also got emotions. And if you hurt your back, does that affect your emotions?
Yes, it does.
It does. You get grumpy and it affects you,
That's
everything
right.
you do, and vice versa. So with kinesiology, compared to those other ones that we mentioned, you're working with the body as one, not just each little individual piece. So that way the person, they're not just going to get better and feel better then, it's going to affect other parts of their lives as well. And that's what makes kinesiology, a stand above everything else as far as I'm concerned. You're treating the whole, not just a little piece. Okay?
So it's quite versatile, and there's a range of courses that you can do. I believe there is part-time and full-time.
We have two main courses. We have a Certificate 4 in Kinesiology and the Diploma in Kinesiology. Now, the Certificate 4 has 14 units. There is 4 correspondence units, and they're non-kinesiology, such as first aid, there's a business unit. So you do them at home. You don't need to be in class to learn them. They're pretty straightforward. Then there's the 10 kinesiology units. Now, kinesiology, you must be there face-to-face with an instructor. If you're going to try and learn kinesiology via correspondence or internet, save your money, because it's a skill that must be learned. You couldn't learn it.
No, you need to be
Not
able to be in
effectively.
class, to work with the instructors, to know what a muscle feels like, and to have that one-on-one tutoring as well, to know that you're on the right track.
Yeah, you've got different muscles to me, to Bronwyn, to everybody else that's around. So by interacting with the other students, you're getting that variety in there. So when you get out there with clients, you're going to have that experience. If you do that via a book, you're not going to know whether or not you're doing it right, and you're not going to know exactly how to do it. You're not getting that feedback from the instructor. So that's the way we teach it, and that's the way it needs to be taught.
So it's putting the theory into practice.
Putting the theory, yeah. When you go through and you learn it, you're going to be sitting there. We'll be teaching you what to do. We'll go through the books. Then we go and we demonstrate it. And then once we've demonstrated it, we get you up there and you practice it on the other students. And we go around and we watch to make sure you're doing it right. And we fine-tune you to make sure that you're going to be a top kinesiologist.
I've heard there's been some great outcomes and stories from previous students that have been with Kinesiology Schools Australia. We'd love to hear some.
Well, one that I can think of off the top of my head there is, she came through, she was intending to do the whole diploma, and she just wanted to work a couple of days a week and bring some extra income in. She did Certificate 4, started the diploma, because our Certificate 4 actually brings you up to a practitioner level. It's a very, as I said before, it's a very good quality course. So she had the skills to go out there and start her practice. She got about 4 subjects in, and she got booked out for the 2 days a week. So she came and had a chat to us, and she said, look, I'm getting the type of clientele that I wanted. I don't want to be a specialist in all these different areas. She wanted a specific niche, and she got that from that, and she was fully booked out. And I'm not going to say that's going to happen for everyone from just Certificate 4, but in saying that, it does happen. And she's now booked out for 5 days a week, and she's just going gung-ho.
Great.
Now we've got another one of our students that I'm just having a couple that are coming to mind at the moment. She did her diploma, and her clinic got she got so busy at her clinic, she was working in a group clinic, and she's now gone and opened up a new clinic, and she's now opened up to multi-modality. So she's the head practitioner, and she's having naturopaths and massage therapists and that, and going to work in with her clinic. So the opportunities there for different things, and as I said before, because we work with so many different types of problems, there's plenty of work there. You've just got to go and look for it.
Wow, okay, so it's a growing industry.
Oh,
And
definitely.
you know what, another important question I think for a lot of people out there, I mean, it's all well and good and we all love to help people, and it's obviously an industry where you can help people. Can you make a buck?
You certainly can. Look, there are kinesiologists out there making $100,000. I'm not going to say that's everybody, because it comes down to some people just want to work a couple of days a week. Some want to work 5 days, some want to keep away from their families and work 10 days a week if there was 10 days there. So it comes down to what you want to do. Once you go through and you get the Certificate 4, there's no reason why you can't charge a minimum of $65, $70, an absolute minimum per hour.
I think too what's great about Kinesiology Schools Australia is that we help our students within the marketing side of things as well. one of the things that we're priding ourselves on is helping people set up their businesses and give them the skills that they need so they can go start their own business.
Fantastic.
Which I think is lacking in a lot of natural therapies that people do a course and then they don't actually know the business side of things. So one thing that we're priding ourselves on is helping our students know that side, as well as being great practitioners. They need to know how to run a business.
Okay.
It's very high quality with what we do. We want our practitioners, all our graduates, we want them to be very good. We want them to be excellent. That's what we go for.
Wonderful.
And one of the beautiful parts with kinesiology, and you'd find too, is the reward you get from when you've helped someone, and you know they look at you and they just sort of think, you know, what did you do? Well, I feel the difference. And that's while they're still in there. But if they go to a naturopath, they're going to have to go away, spend a few $100s on the supplements.
Right. That's right.
And then at the end of the day, they've still got to wait till they get better. Am I going to say everyone's fixed as when they leave? Maybe not, but you're at least going to be on the way and you'll be feeling differences when you go. And that's one of the beautiful parts. The person can actually get better and achieve what they want to achieve faster. And you know, when I say achieve, if I'm been working with one of the Olympians, he's now going to become a kinesiologist. So it's not just anybody that does kinesiology, it's everybody.
Amazing.
You know, you asked a question before, I think, who does kinesiology?
Yeah.
Bronwyn was a teacher, we've got personal trainers, we've got an Olympian, we've got nurses, we've got one of our nurses. Actually, another question you asked was, what's some of the great ones? We've got one of our nurses is no longer a nurse, she's a kinesiologist, and the doctor's grabbed hold of her and she's working in a doctor's clinic.
Wow.
So these are the possibilities that are opening up as kinesiology expands and people starting to see how wonderful it is.
Yeah.
And that's what we're up.
There you have it. Kinesiology Schools Australia.